Today's story is Seymour in Michigan, Settling into Camp, written by Carol Craven Bates and illustrated by Kari Wimsatt. If you would like a copy of this book, there's a link for it in the description. Chapter 6. The couple searched along the beach in as many eating establishments as their strength would allow. The answer was always the same. Seymour had been there but was not there now. Everyone spoke fondly of the Smatosaurus and found him to be delightful. The only complaint was always the same as well. Seymour ate too much food. An older gentleman they met was sitting on a pier fishing. He stated that Seymour came to the island often, but never stayed for very long. It had been many weeks since he had last seen him and had no idea when he would be back. Baby Joy had been a real trooper all day long, but by supper time she was done with looking for the smotter. Caitlin suggested they call it a day. Let's get a room for the night and rest until morning. If Seymour has been on this island recently, no one seems to remember. Like you said, maybe he hasn't gone far, and we'll find him on one of the other islands. The night seemed to pass very quickly for Toby and his family. They were exhausted, but still managed to get up early and be waiting at the airstrip at 7 o'clock the next morning. Mahoy was a man of his word. His plane came into view right on time. As soon as his family was safely aboard the plane, Mr. Jordan told the pilot there had been a change in plans. He asked Mahoy to take them back to Honolulu, where they would rest over the weekend and start out fresh the first of next week. Caitlin was glad she would be able to visit some of the tourist sites, and Toby was thankful to have time to lounge on the beach. Baby Joy was thrilled to have another opportunity to let the cool water splash over her chubby legs and to scoop up soft sand with her plastic shovel. When the weekend finally ended, the Jordan family felt well rested and energized to start their search for the Smatosaurus again. They decided to check out of their room and take their luggage with them each day for the rest of the trip. That way they wouldn't have to keep coming back to Honolulu. Mahoy arrived early Monday morning and told the couple he was taking them to the island of Molokai. The pilot assured Toby that he and his family wouldn't have any trouble feeling at home on Molokai. This is such a friendly place. The people on this island are so courteous to visitors, it has been given the name the Friendly Island. It is most famous for being the site of a leprosy colony in the past. The island is divided into 3 distinct regions. The west is a plateau where you find mostly cattle ranches. The east is very mountainous, and the center is fertile plain and used for farming. Mahoy was right about the people of Molokai being friendly. Toby and Caitlin fell in love with the place in the first 5 minutes of their stay. Everyone they met oohed and awed over Baby Joy as if she were part of their own family. After securing a room for the night, they started out on their search for Seymour. No one had seen hide nor hair of the smotter in a long time, but everyone was very sympathetic about their plight in trying to find him. Several even took down the Jordan's phone number just in case the smotter came back after they left. After several hours of intense scrutiny of Molokai Island, the Jordans were convinced that the Smatosaurus had not spent any time there recently. They decided to spend the late afternoon and evening enjoying the beauty of the area. First, they headed to the beach for a while, then they browsed in several shops and picked out souvenirs to take back to their family and friends. Just before going back to their room, they had dinner at the Pahua Kia, where their specialty was skipjack tuna. Tuesday morning, while they waited for their pilot to take them to their next destination, Toby stated, "Katie, it looks pretty dismal that we'll be finding the smotter. We only have 3 islands left to search. It appears that Seymour cleared out of this area shortly after we were here for the conference. He must be cuckoo. I can't imagine him leaving these beautiful beaches where the weather is perfect all year round, and there must be plenty of food for him right offshore." "Honey, you keep forgetting the Smatosaurus can pop up on any beach in the world whenever he wants to. It is lovely here, But it's not the only place that has beautiful beaches. You know as well as I do that Seymour lives for two things, food and fun. Wherever he is, you can bet he's happy and full. Here comes Mahoy's plane. Let's think positive that the Smotter will be on the next island we visit. Their tour guide explained that they would be seeing a huge pineapple farm on this trip. I'm taking you to the island of Lanai today. It is known as the Pineapple Island. In fact, a well-known packing company owns 98% of this island. It has combined all its cultivated land into one huge pineapple plantation. I hope you like pineapple because everything you eat today will have some pineapple in it. Toby wondered if the pineapple business was the only industry that Hawaii had. Mahoy, do you raise and sell anything besides pineapples in your state? Yes, other islands produce different things, but in Lanai it is strictly pineapple. Sugarcane is still the #1 product of the entire state. As the plane approached the landing strip, Caitlin was already scanning the horizon. She was amazed to see row after row of green, spiny-looking plants that seemed to go on for miles. Oh my, I've never seen anything like this before. Mahoy, are those pineapple plants? I thought they would be taller like trees. Yes, those are pineapple plants. They only grow 2 to 3 feet tall. The plant has many long sword-shaped leaves, and the fruit has a thick, hard shell. The island of Lanai is set up to take the pineapple all the way from the field to the can. Toby was quick to point out that pineapple probably wouldn't interest Seymour as much as fish. He started to ask their pilot to just take them on to the next island, but Katie was so excited about seeing the canning process, he decided not to mention it. The couple spent part of their morning touring the fields and learning all about the care and upkeep of pineapple plants and how to make them yield the most fruit. After that, they took time to see how the pineapple was processed into many different forms. They saw it sliced, diced, crushed, and even made into juice. Some were packed whole into crates ready to be shipped. They were given so many samples to taste they were almost sick of it before they announced that they needed to be doing what they were there for, searching for the Smotter. The factory workers were familiar with Seymour, but the field workers were the ones with the most information. They said the Smatosaurus came by often but was always in a hurry to get back into the ocean. The field crew all agreed that the Smotter wasn't very fond of any of their eating establishments because they served mostly dishes containing pineapple. He told them he was more of a meat and potatoes kind of guy. Seymour would only stop there to rest, and after a day or two he would leave. They couldn't remember exactly when his last visit was, but seemed to think it was the first of the year since they had seen him. The afternoon was spent searching for Seymour along the coast and in the shops and restaurants. The people in town told the Jordan family the same thing the field workers did. The exhausted couple spent the evening resting in their hotel room and enjoying the ocean view. Wednesday morning, Caitlin asked their pilot about the Hawaiian names for the people, businesses, and towns. Mahoy, it seems like part of the names I hear are just like some in the rest of the United States, and others sound so strange. It's like they all have the same letters in them, but they're just scrambled up a little bit. How come? Mahoy laughed. I guess it does seem a little strange to our visitors, but we're used to it. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters in it. A, E, H, I, K, L, M, N, O, P, U, W. You are used to having 26 letters to choose from, so you have many more combinations you can make. The names you hear using 26 letters are from people who have moved to Hawaii from the mainland. Toby was already busy loading their belongings onto the plane in hopes of being in the air and on their way to the next island on their list very shortly. Caitlin and Mahoy got the hint that Toby was in a hurry, so they started walking towards the aircraft. Baby Joy was always happy when she saw they were boarding the plane again, probably because she had learned that when they came back down, it wasn't long before she was playing at the water's edge. As they flew along, their pilot told them there would be no long flight today. "We will be on the island of Maui in a matter of minutes." Maui is only about 80 miles away from Honolulu. It is often called the Valley Island because of the many canyons cut into the two volcanic mountains that form the island. He also informed them that they were about to land on the island with the largest inactive volcanic crater in the world. He stated that it was estimated to be 20 miles around and 3,000 feet deep. Above the roar of the plane's engine, Toby shouted, "I like the fact that you said the volcano is inactive. I sure don't want to be in the area of an active one." Mahoy shouted back, "That will be on tomorrow's trip. You will see much fresh lava on the main island." Mr. and Mrs. Jordan looked at each other with questioning looks. They weren't sure they wanted to get that close to an active volcano. Before they could comment further, the plane was starting its descent onto the airstrip. When the plane was safely on the ground, Mahoy wished them a good day and told them he would be back for them early the next morning. The couple had learned that the first order of business was to secure a room for the night. That way, when Baby Joy started to get cranky and out of sorts, they would have some place to take her to rest. With that completed and not wanting to waste a single minute of their time, they headed to the shoreline and any eating establishments they could find there. A waitress in the Hanoi Puma got very excited when she heard Seymour's name. She smiled as she stated, "Seymour is our favorite visitor. We cook many fish for him because he eats a lot. Our fishermen give him all the fish they catch in their nets that they don't want to eat or sell. He brings them here to us and we cook them for him. In return, he tells the children in our town many Bible stories." Toby's heart skipped a beat. "Oh, wow, we're finally on his trail. When was the last time the Smotter was here? Is he still here?" "No, he is not here now, but it hasn't been very long since he was. He was here on New Year's Eve. I know because I had to work the evening shift that day. I don't believe Seymour has been here since then." Mr. Jordan's expression was noticeably downcast. He shouted, "This is the 1st of May. New Year's Eve was 4 months ago. I thought you meant the Smatosaurus was here recently." Just as suddenly he came back to his senses and apologized to the waitress for being rude. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shout at you. It's just that it's so important that we find Seymour right away." After making amends with the waitress, the couple continued down the beach. The answer was always the same: no recent sighting of the Smotter. By late afternoon, they turned their attention to family time and enjoyed the beach, the water, and the beautiful tropical environment. On Thursday morning, the weather had changed to cloudy and overcast. As Caitlin opened the curtains in their room, she noticed the sky had dark clouds rolling in. "Honey, do you think Mahoy will be able to take his plane up today? It looks like we're in for a storm." Toby came to the window to check the sky. "It sure looks like it's going to rain, but the wind isn't gusting, so I think he will be able to come get us. His plane is small, but if the rain isn't torrential, it won't keep him on the ground." Mr. Jordan was right. Their tour guide's plane came rolling into the landing strip at 7 a.m. sharp. Mahoy was excited to hear that the couple had some news to tell him about Seymour. "Perhaps we have saved the best of your trip for the last. Maybe today will be the day you will find him." "I hope so, because this is our last chance. Caitlin and I have to leave for home tomorrow." The pilot announced, "Today you are going to the island called Hawaii, and is where our state gets its name. It is also called the Big Island because it is the biggest island in the chain. Of course, you know all of the islands were formed by volcanoes, but most of them are inactive. Hawaii was formed by 5 different volcanoes, and 2 of them are still active. You do not need to fear being covered with lava because there is much room around them. I will leave you in Hilo where many orchids are grown. You will see how those and many other tropical flowers are packaged for shipment all around the world. As the plane landed at the Hilo airport, the rain that had been holding back finally turned loose. It was raining so hard the Jordan family stayed on the plane for an extra 30 minutes waiting for it to stop. While they were waiting, they told Mahoy goodbye and thanked him for his help. They gave him the phone number of the Word of God Church so he could call Mike Barlow if Seymour showed up after they left. The rain never did stop, but it lightened up enough that the Jordan family made a dash for the airport terminal where they waited for another hour. Katie, this isn't going to be a very good day for us to be outside tracking down the smotter. We sure don't want to take Joy out in this rain. The couple finally decided to call a taxi and go check into a hotel, where hour after hour they stared out the window to watch the rain continually pour down. Just so the day wouldn't be a total waste, a couple of times they ventured down to the lobby and asked everyone that was coming and going if they had seen or heard of Seymour, the elusive Smatosaurus. To their surprise, nearly everyone had some knowledge of him, but no one knew where he was now. In the restaurant that evening, the waiter informed them that the smotter wasn't very welcome in their establishment. Seymour is very bad for business. While paying customers are eating, he is constantly asking them if they plan to eat all of the food on their plate. At first, everyone thought it was a novelty, like feeding their pet at home, but after a while, he became a nuisance. He went from pet to pest. Caitlin laughed. Yep, that's our Seymour. You love him, but he gets on your last nerve all at the same time. After dinner, the Jordan family made preparations to leave for home early the next morning. Caitlin carefully wrapped all of the gifts they bought with newspapers they had purchased while they were downstairs. In the morning, everything would be packed, and all they would have to do is grab their suitcases and hurry to the airport.